Okay, so this is our team project. My name is Eduardo Mora, and I'm here with Mangali.
Hi guys, my name is Magali Mendoza, and our third group member is Robert Gomez.
Okay, we're gonna start our presentation by showing you the main user login page. This, as you can see, the top section says my.csudh. Same features as the actual page that we have already. It's still gonna say user login, username, password, and about in the bottom it's gonna have a couple of hyperlinks that you could use to direct yourself if you have any questions, such as the help hyperlink or anything below that could be pretty much referred to as frequently asked questions. Apart from the side of the find out more about Toro Life, campus gallery, and to the right is directory, contact us, set up a Toro tour, and just the CSUDH homepage. Okay, this is the after you log in page. You'll notice that it's the main page of my actual my.csudh. Right here, you'll direct yourself to any of the categories that are listed right below the actual title. Starting off with to the left hand side, it's enrollment. From there on, it'll go to records, then advising, financial aid, and admissions. In each section, it's pretty much a hyperlink that will lead you to another web page directing you to more information. For instance, enrollment, it will lead you to another page that we call the student summary, which will then break down into various categories, talking to you about classes, requisites, and such. Okay, we have now clicked into the enrollment section, and like I've said before, this is a student summary. We have a just an example of the student's name. In this case, would be Jane Doe, and under it, you'd see still some of the similar hyperlinks that are on the main page. The only difference now you'd see is at the far left corner, you see an ACCR. That's the actual section that we called uh, the automated course completion record, which is basically the record of classes that you have already completed and would not have to worry about anymore in the future. Um, right under this is the current schedule, which we broke down to something simple: course title, course number, professor, time/class number, and the duration of the class. Right under it was something that we thought of would be pretty much convenient towards the class and the student, which was the required materials that each professor could require you to have, such as a textbook, Scantron workbook, planner. All of this could be added to the actual fee that the university could charge to you at the same time, making it that much more convenient for you at first to not have to wait until the first day of class to actually have all the materials ready at hand. Another convenient thing is that if you look right under the required materials, it gives you a summation of each class as to how much it would come out to in total. Therefore, seeing a summation of tuition fee for 3,000 as an example for the actual semester, and then required materials, as I said briefly before, would be for all the materials you would need for each course, and then the total university cost would be just combining all the costs in total, and that would give you an idea of how much you'd spend for the semester. Okay, in this section, it's called the Automated Course Completion Records. Our idea was to basically design a page that was holding records of classes you've already taken and completed. The purpose of this would be to avoid confusion and repetition of any courses that students might have to take or might wonder if they need to complete still. So as you can see in the top left corner, we put the course history, pretty much the same information as the previous page. It'll still say the course title, course number, professor, time, semester, the grade you've achieved, and the number of units you've completed. Right under that, we put the courses pending, which is pretty much the courses you still need to take, and it'll be straightforward as regarding any the major that you've chosen. So if you've chosen to be a business major, under the courses pending, it show you the exact courses you need to take. Then right under that, we decided to add the general education courses, which is basically anything that you need to take that's your GEs. Like stated before, it all be listed there, and it tell you if you still need to complete it or if you have completed it. Then right under that, we'll have the major courses required, which is basically once you've gotten into your major, it tell you what courses you still need to complete and what courses you have completed already. Okay, now going back to the student summary page, we had just briefly discussed about the automated course completion records, and I'd like to discuss a little bit more about the bottom right hand corner, which describes the total pay feature. That feature we thought would be more direct and more, I guess you could say, less confusing towards students regarding payment issues, anything like that. Alright, total pay, we designed it to have three categories. Apart from having the actual visual that tells you what the actual cost for the university is going to be towards you for that semester or that year. In this case, we placed it as a semester, and like I stated as previous before, the required materials due to the cost of the courses would be, in this case, $285, and tuition to attend the university would be $3,000. So the grand total for the university cost would come out to $3,285. So in this section, we decided that many students might have some questions as to how they might want to pay their balance, or they might just want to directly pay the balance. Therefore, at the right under the total pay title, we left three sections called installment plan, alternative user, and pay balance, which we'll briefly discuss in a few minutes.
Okay, so under the total pay option, one of the hyperlinks that we offered was the installment plan. And what this does, it facilitates and it breaks down plans for each student. And like since the example here, the balance is 3,285, and if the student were to choose a 6 month installment plan, their monthly payment will be $547.50. If they were to choose a 3 month installment plan, it would be of $1,095 per month. Or we also gave another option as other, if there is a way that they cannot meet with any of those installment plans, then they would have to like arrange an appointment with someone in the financial aid office, and the option would only be available to those who uh, first contacted anybody in the financial aid, and then
And the benefit of this was that regarding many regulations at school that the payment must be paid before the semester ends or begins, and our plan actually goes a step further and gives more of that breathing space, you could say, more flexibility towards the students, allowing them more time to actually pay for tuition, which we felt was actually a good change of pace.
okay, so under the total pay option, we also included the alternative user option, which is anybody that besides the student would like to make these payments, and what they would have to do is fill out this form, which includes their name, their telephone number, their email, their mailing address, and their account information, as well as the student information that they would have to provide in order to become the codependent for any paid university fees. And they would have to provide the student's name, their ID number, and the student would have to uh, approve by this person as their user, um, as
Codependent.
their codependent, by providing like their initials and a PIN number as well as the date. So our redesign of the financial aid, it's pretty similar to the one that we currently have, except with like two different. We included two new factors, and it's instead of like in order to avoid the long lines that we all um, hate. We included an option to submitting financial aid documentation through MyCSUDH, and financial aid would directly include like a list of the if you need to turn in the your parents' tax forms or GPA verification or anything of that sort. You could do it straight through submitting it through MyCSUDH.
And the second feature that we thought was actually pretty convenient for the students was the 24-hour response support link. Under that link, we thought it'd be best to have pretty much what it says, a 24-hour response support team, whether it be over telephone or maybe even a web chat. Seeing as how many students always have questions and they, like we said before, that the lines, we just don't like the lines at the financial aid office. By having this feature and having this support team behind us, it allows us to be able to supply the documentation much more faster, much more rapidly, and at the same time, it speeds up the process of financial aid, making it that much faster for any documentation or anything that needs to be taken care of at a faster rate. Okay, this is our advising page. Many students need help with advising towards their careers. Well, in school wise, they have many questions as to what classes they should take, what major is best for them. The only problem is actually scheduling an appointment with an advisor, whether it be an admissions advisor or a department counselor. And so we decided to actually do this page to make it that much easier for students to actually try and communicate with counselors. So what we did was we made it into three categories. To your left hand side, we put it to make an appointment, then admissions counselor and department counselor. The, in each category, it's pretty much similar, but depending on whether or not you want to see an admissions or a department counselor, that'd be up to you. But the options, like I previously stated, are the same. When you're making an appointment, if you look towards your right hand side, it'll say appointment options. As we're going down, it gives you the opportunity to choose an in-person, which means you'll be in on campus with a person face to face, talking about your actual advising, and or you have the web video option, which is you talking to them over web chat or any of that sort. Right under that, after you've selected whether or not you want it in person or a web video, you would then select the time and date that it would be available to you. After having selected that, you could then it'd be pretty much set. You'd have scheduled your appointment by that point, and at this point, having this page makes it that much faster, that much easier, and that much less stressful and confusing for the students themselves.
And once you choose admissions counselor, it would give you like a direct person to whoever is available to you. And in department counselor, we kind of just wanted to make it more convenient for those who have a declared major, or to just send you directly to whoever it is that you're appointed to, instead of like having to look for them. This option like already sets you and keeps you in contact with them and provides their contact information. And so this is like the end of our presentation of our redesign of MyCSUDH. And what we were just trying to keep in mind was to cut down steps and make it more direct and convenient for the student.